We'll call this meeting to order and let the record show that all board members, along with our attorney and superintendent, are present. And would we stand for the prayer and station of the statute?
Let's pray. And Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day that you have given us. Lord, we pray that tonight we'll make the right decisions and your will be done in all of it. Dear Lord, we just pray for all the schools and all the anxiety of opening schools all around the country. Lord, we just pray that you continue to heal and continue to be with the ones that are sick. And Lord, we just pray that we do make the right decisions for everyone involved. For us in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This brings us down to the adoption of the agenda, and we do have one request on the personnel recommendations that we pull for discussion and so forth, the supplemental appointments. Other than that, the rest of the personnel recommendations are okay. Is there any other? If not, do I hear a motion and second that we adopt the agenda?
Motion.
Second. Who made that?
Who made the motion?
Ms. Donnell made the motion, Ms. Carlton seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Aye, so carried. Action item to approve the minutes of July the 21st, regular school board meeting, public hearing and executive session.
Motion.
Ms. Mathis makes the motion.
Second.
Ms. Carlton seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Aye, so carried. And this brings us down to the items of interest by the public. Do we have any this evening? Yes, okay. Thank you.
Could they come to the podium?
Okay. Would you please come?
Good evening. Thank you so much for having us. My name is Allison Wyman. I'm Executive Director of Big Bend AHEC and Big Bend Rural Health Network. Thank you for inviting us. And we're here today to just share some of our services with y'all in hopes that you'll call us and we'll develop a partnership. And that could take several forms, and we're going to go ahead and go through some of what we offer. So I'll let Artavia introduce herself.
Hello everyone, my name is Artavia Ingram. I'm the Health Promotions Rural Health Network Coordinator at Big Bend AHEC Rural Health Network.
Okay. So if you look at slide, the first handout, or you should all have a handout of our presentation. So basically, Big Bend AHEC and Rural Health Network, we're a nonprofit. All of our services are free. We're funded through grants. We're one of the oldest nonprofits here in the Big Bend area. So maybe you've heard of us, maybe not, but you'll go away here with a good idea of who we are. So our purpose is to really help eliminate health disparities that we're seeing more and more crop up, starting from all ages across the board. And our staff really works basically in health education. So what can we offer? If you want to go ahead and talk with her.
So again, I've been with Rural Health Network for about 2 years now, and I love working in the rural community. We have a really standing relationship with Taylor County now, but right now we're working in the senior centers. We're working at the North Florida Adult Training Center, and right now what we're trying to do is trying to get a partnership with our school system in hopes of influencing you with our classes that we offer. So if you can look, we offer our health education courses where we do health fitness. We educate them on healthy eating habits, what can they eat while, if they just they're on a budget, or what they can eat at home. We make little meals and make big meals. And so that's basically what we do with our health education. Along with the health education, we go in and do cooking demonstration. So we do that a lot with our senior centers. And we'll go in, we'll bring in the food. Right now we're virtual, so we'll send the food to them or have Walmart pick it up. We'll pick it up from Walmart and drop it off. but we'll do a cooking demonstration with them, doing parfaits or doing healthy meals to make an alternative of the bad habits that we've already did. Along with that, we are trying to get the financial literacy in the school system, so the students can have some financial education, some knowledge, and then we'll also, hope to get it to their parents and hopefully staff.
Okay. Some other things that we offer all the adult in-person smoking cessation classes. So if, and we could do that virtually or in person. I know you probably know that Taylor County has a high rate of smoking above the state average. So we really work hard at Big Bend and Rural Health Network to give Taylor County residents what they need to have a quit smoking attempt. The classes are 2 hours and they come with free nicotine replacement therapy. We're getting ready, and this is really, I wanted to highlight this and then pause if you had any questions, but we're getting ready to launch a youth cessation course. And we partnered with some school systems, and I see you have some from the sheriff's office as well, but so we partnered, for instance, in Holmes County, if a student is caught on campus using any kind of vaping or tobacco product, they are issued a citation, and they could either pay that citation or go to a smoking cessation class. And we try to get the parents involved with that too, because generally, that's coming from home. So that's one thing that we're looking for pilot school districts. Again, this is a new program, so if Taylor was interested in that, we would love to partner. We do a variety of other health education classes. So if maybe a health teacher, a science teacher, we'd be more than happy to come present on a variety of topics, lupus included. And then if you have a staff initiative, we offer diabetes education, and that's a little bit more intense, but that's a very, very successful program that we offered. We just wrapped one up, and there was some participants reported losing up to 10 pounds over the 6 weeks. Their A1C, which is how they measure blood sugar, over the long term dropped substantially. So all of our programs are evidence-based. I want to highlight that as well. We can also offer free health screenings, which I don't know if you're holding your back to school event this year with everything that's going on, but we do health screenings. We offer mental health first aid training for adults. And then coming soon, we've just applied and received a Navigator grant. And what that will do is it'll allow us to help uninsured in your community obtain health insurance, either from the social programs, CHIP or Medicaid, or on the health insurance exchange. So very, very important. And then if you have something specific that you'd like to partner with, a health class or any kind of education, we can definitely work with you to help provide that for your parents, your staff, or your students. So when we're thinking about all these different options, please think about your whole community and how we can partner. So again, all of our services are free. Most services are offered either now, which has to adjust, either online or in person. We do have social distancing and mask requirements. So yes, thank you for listening. I started my life as a school nurse in Leon County, so I definitely understand what you're facing during all of this. And as we pray for, I'm sure you all will make good decisions and good luck moving forward.
How often do you come to Taylor County?
I'm sorry?
How often do you come to Taylor County?
Every chance we get. Yeah, so like
Once a month?
specifically, So we offer, before COVID, we had standing tobacco cessation classes at least twice a month, or we would do special classes should there be a group that wanted a class. We're at all the health fairs that we are invited to. I would love to start a diabetes class here. We are very active over in the senior center. So I would say,
Before COVID, it was at least once or 3 times a month.
yeah, at least, and that's just with the rural health side. With the big, I would say we would be over here probably once or twice a week for different events.
With your health education courses and with the financial literacy and even with the cooking demonstrations, do these courses offer a curriculum where you guys are offering a certain number of sessions and where you can kind of map out how you will be able to come work with us?
Sure.
Or is it where you're just providing information in general?
No, so if you had a specific need, for instance, if you're starting the culinary pathway, that would be something we would be able to partner with you and do a unit per se. And that unit could be however would fit into your schedule, is how we generally do it.
So basically, would it be where you guys would be interested in like a memorandum of agreement where
Yes,
you guys
ma'am.
will come in and offer services? Is that how you guys will offer the program?
Yes, we could do, we do have many, many formal partnerships and a memorandum of understanding with many, many entities. And with new partnerships, that would I would suggest that to, so our expectations, if you expect us to be in doing this, this, and this, that would be good for both sides to have that laid out.
Are you currently in any schools in your region, in this?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm on the Leon County School Health Advisory Council. Big Bend AHEC runs their SHAC committee. And we did, I had a mini grant to do early childhood obesity prevention in Leon. And then unfortunately, before COVID, we were getting ready to roll out we had contracted with an AmeriCorps volunteer, and they were going to put forth some health initiatives within Leon County schools, but we rolled that back because we're not sure. It seemed unfair to the volunteer to put that person in that place. So yes.
Basically, you just mostly been in Leon County.
No, so.
It says 14, you serve 14
Yes, ma'am,
counties,
we serve
right?
14
But
counties.
in the schools is what I'm trying to say. Just in a school setting like us.
Well, in Holmes County, we work with them on their tobacco youth cessation program. So we partner with Holmes County schools if the child gets a citation, they go through our program. And we've offered in Jackson County, we've done some education, and just as my role as a school nurse for so many years, any chance I can get to come into the schools. Schools are very near and dear to my heart.
How large a staff do you have?
I'm sorry?
How large a staff do you have?
We have 14, and then we have various contracted employees as well.
And do you have a target age group, like when you, youth smoking, early childhood obesity, what grade levels do you look at?
So with the obesity project that I did in Leon County, it was pre-K through 5. For the tobacco cessation, vaping, it's a cessation, it's not prevention. So that's generally targeted at middle school and high school.
And then financial literacy?
That's 13 and over.
So that's basically high school.
Middle high?
So yes, please have your teachers let us know if we could help. We have additional handouts that we can leave you on all of our programs. Of a community partner that would maybe be interested. The more people we can reach with our programs, the better. And again, they're all free.
Ms.
Now,
Allison,
we-
so this is the 321-7204, the best number to reach you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. That's me. That's me.
We'll probably have you come back like a principals meeting
Sure.
or set some times up to meet with our principals so they can ask questions, see what you have to offer. Just sounds like a good opportunity for us.
We would love to come more
We
involved.
love free.
I know, right? Yeah, we're very fortunate to be grant supported and, being one of the oldest nonprofits helps too with our credibility.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. We'll leave this
Thank you.
information,
Thank you very
no
much.
problem, at the back table. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Do we have any others that we have? Do we have any? Do we have any other items that the public? Right. If not, we move on. 4.0 purchase order was approved by the adoption of the agenda. 5.01 resolution was approved by the adoption of the agenda. 6.03 was approved by the adoption of the agenda. 7.02 was approved by the adoption of the agenda. And this brings us down to 8.01, agreements and contracts, which was approved by the adoption of the agenda. And this brings us down to 12.01, routine personal listings, and the supplement appointments were pulled for discussion and so forth. So, Ms. Carlton,
Yeah, the question I have on these, and I'm sure Dave's got some good answer on this, is that, with all the supplemental appointments, what is our status with our athletics or any of those? I mean,
This is only our fall supplement,
But I
so
mean-
we're only approving for the middle school, that's only fall.
but I mean, are we for sure? I mean, they have given us clearance on starting all these?
As of now, they have, but who knows, that could change. FHSA has a meeting, what is this week or next week? The next week.
Well, that was my question, was were we approving them too early? Because, there's a good chance, I mean, probably got a 50-50 chance they're gonna make some other initial recommendation, one way or the other.
I think we, just if we don't approve them, they still have to meet the minimum gains to be able to, get paid, so.
But that was my question on there. I knew that they were supposed to be meeting, and I, felt like there's gonna be some additional guidance.
We hope. But as of right now, everything's a go to the 24th.
I have a question also about, the supplemental appointments, and I know I've asked this question in the past, but again, as far as transparency, because I do have some concerns. I know when I asked the question in the past, what was the process for supplementals, I was kind of told that it's an instructional contract, that teachers have first option, and then if there's not an instructional employee interested, then it goes to non-instructional, but then if non-instructional is not interested, we open it to the public. But I noticed it seemed like every year, the same names come across. So I did ask HR, and I was advised that these positions have been advertised, but with some of them, it's like a given. But I also was told that at one location, it was stated that the person that was interested last time continued to express interest, so it just went directly to that person. So I guess my concern is I just want to make sure that there is opportunity when it comes to the supplementals, just like when it comes to openings in the district, because again, we are a district and we are an employer, but at the same time, the key here is opportunity. But if there's not going to be an opportunity, I'm kind of just trying to understand why are we offering stuff if it's just going to be a given each time. And I noticed also on here with one of these supplementals, I kind of thought that
that football coach was tied to the PE position like it is at the high school. But I haven't seen where anything has came over as far as the appointment of a PE teacher at the middle school. But I see there's an appointment here of a head coach position. So I was kind of just trying to figure out what was the process with these appointments as far as the supplementals.
Well, all supplementals are posted, and like I said, the instructional does apply by union contract, they would get that. But I think Ms. Peel has hired another PE teacher that in this, well, what his call, he could get his fingerprints, so they'll be on the next appointment, for that.
Say that again now?
She's hired another PE teacher at the middle school, but because, he couldn't get his fingerprints done, so he'll be on the next, board packet to get approved.
Right, but that's not the person we have on here, right?
Right. I
But
mean,
that's what I'm saying, in
middle
the
school
past,
doesn't-
with the middle school, the coach always went to the PE person, right?
no, I'm not 100% sure. I'd be in this Peel question for sure, but I don't, not always.
Not always, okay. Well, still, there still seem like there's a conflict of interest with this appointment because of nepotism. And I know I'm the only person that seemed to express concern with nepotism. And again, we are a small community, and I understand that, you know, we have some very big families in this town. I come from a big family. But again, again, we're an entity, we're an educational entity, and it seems like when it comes to appointments, it should be based off the need of the district, not a one as far as a relationship or an individual. I know nepotism policy has came up and then it was tabled, but again, it doesn't seem like we're creating an opportunity here. It just seems like appointments are being made based off relation.
And baseball is on there, so I did misspeak earlier. The baseball is spring sports, so I did see that. But all the rest of them, I think, are the winter sports, and a lot of them.
I know I've talked to you before and you said it coming down to the site, but again, I don't know if other board members are getting phone calls, but I'm getting phone calls.
A lot of times, there's the only one that even applies for it.
Right. Well, that's why I say, if it's been advertised, it's been advertised, but again, the concern that's coming to me is these individuals feel intimidated to speak out because they feel like their job is gonna be jeopardized. And then also the concern is that some folks are not even applying because it's given to the same people every year. And again, when you're outside of the district, that's one thing, but when you're inside of the district, if we have it in a contract that certain guidelines are supposed to be followed, but those guidelines are not even being followed, I'm trying to figure out where is the opportunity in this.
I would tell them to apply, because, I mean, I know, like, for the high school, and even on here, we have a lot of people from the community that's coaching now.
Can I interject something? As to the concern expressed by Ms. Carlton, there is a provision in your existing, collective bargaining agreement that says if the reason for not reaching the minimum gains or participation, is beyond the control of the coach will receive the full supplement. So generally what you said is accurate, but I mean, because there is language that says if the games for whatever reason are canceled or the season is shortened, that the supplement is divided by the number of games to achieve the number. But there is that caveat there that it is beyond the control of the coach that they get the full supplement, so.
Kind of like what happened in the spring with baseball and softball. You know, the spring, it wasn't their fault, the season got cut short, and they still got their supplement. But we're not, you know, if we appointed a basketball coach, and we didn't play basketball, then they would not be entitled to that supplement.
I think the argument could be made that they are. I mean, if that was beyond their control, if it's a COVID
They're
related,
not gonna be practice or anything.
yeah, I mean, you say that the reason for not reaching the minimum, I mean, I could argue that side.
I just wondered if we needed to get the, you know, I mean, do we need to do something right now, or could we wait to get the guidance that we're gonna get from the High School Athletics Association?
Like some of the, I guess this is, I guess either way, some of them's already started conditioning. Like volleyball and football's already started conditioning. I think cheer, I don't know if cheer's on here.
Yes.
Yeah, they've already started, so.
And there are some unfilled positions, so if there are people who are interested in the supplemental positions and but they haven't applied for them, then they should. Because we do have someone, we have, Coral Director on here that's not filled.
It's several not filled, and even when the high school came over, there was several not filled, but there are some people that, they're interested in certain sports, but it doesn't seem like the opportunity ever opens. So that's the concern that was expressed to me, because I asked them, how did they approach the situation? And, a lot of people, they are concerned about their job safety, so they felt safer by coming expressing concern to a board member. And I don't mind entertaining the conversation, but again, it seems like I'm the only board member that's concerned with opportunity. And I'm not trying to offend anyone in saying that, but again, we are a district, we are a community, and our first priority is providing educational service. And I understand we are an employer, but if you have people in a community that don't even feel like they can apply and be taken serious for our opportunity, I don't see how we're offering opportunity. It just seems like when certain families get in the district, it's an open basket of apples. And I mean, I've abstained several times when it comes to my family members coming across the agenda because I want to be transparent, but that's just me, and I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot. But again, how many times do we bring up the policy and it's like we don't even have a policy, and the policy is there for a reason. And I'm not just directing this to you, Danny, I'm directing it because I want conversation from the board. How do we approach this? I mean, how do we move forward? Because when you let one person in, it's like, it's a given now that that's just gonna keep happening. And I got an email recently, and I didn't get that email. Other board members got the email. But, I felt very helpless in explaining to this person that we have policies when we're not going by policies. And it's not just policy, it's statute, it's not just statute, it's administrative code, and we're nowhere in line.
But we do have, in that case, we do have a policy, and like Danny said, if someone is interested in a position, they should apply for it. If you don't apply for it for any reason, then we really can't
apply
help
for
you.
a position and administrators tell you they don't even look at your application.
Then,
That's
if
not
they,
vetting.
no, but then we do have a policy for it though.
We have a
If that happens, all they have to do is look back at their employment packet. There's a grievance form in there. And there is a process. They can file that grievance form.
not when you're not an employee.
So these are non-employees of the district that are applying
It's
for
both.
supplemental
It's both.
positions.
It's
Okay,
not,
they are
I'm not
employees, they can
speaking
file
on
a
the
grievance.
supplementals. I'm
Let's
speaking
ask our attorney.
on opportunity in general.
We've expressed our concerns over this. Now, what's the care of the board?
I want to go back and ask the superintendent, back to, you mentioned that some of these, have already started conditioning. What is the feeling though, as far as, I mean, you've probably got a pulse on whether they're
I
gonna let us.
think it's school, and knocking on wood, I mean, as it is, we're starting school, and we hope we continue to start, so if we're, I feel pretty confident saying that if we have school, we'll have students. And there's some safety guidelines, but I know a lot of the panhandle schools, the high school's been talking with them, and they're have a lot of interest, they want to play. They feel like our kids need some normalcy. These kids may be playing for, everybody coming together and pulling for one team for our orange and blue. And so, school's open, they will be playing. that doesn't mean tomorrow at 5 o'clock, we won't get a press conference. That's a
That's,
change.
that's just something different though.
I really think FHSA is trying to leave it up to the districts, and they're getting a lot of kickback from that because they feel like that board is there to make that tough call. It's kind of, they're not going to make that tough call for fall schools.
For some uniform too.
So you think we're gonna get to go?
As of right now.
That's all we do, to have a motion second on
Yeah, motion is a second for discussion, yes.
this. Well, we've discussed it without a motion in a second, but, do we
Would you like a motion to pass the,
Do we need a
supplemental
motion
positions that were
to go ahead and approve these positions?
That's the pleasure.
If that's the pleasure of the board.
Or if there's some reticence and it needs to be tabled.
I just want my comments on the record regarding nepotism.
I was just mainly concerned whether there was an urgency to do it tonight, or we could wait till after that next meeting.
I think you could, you certainly could.
this is what I'm wondering. Say if for some reason, like when we look at this and you, which a lot of these have, I'm sure have already started or they're preparing, they've got uniforms ready, like majorettes, dance teams.
I think.
If we haven't started like boys baseball, girls basketball, those that haven't practiced at all yet, if the season does get canceled for them and we approve that supplemental position tonight, would we still be responsible to pay that supplemental salary?
Yes, you would.
We would.
So the existing contract, and I mean, maybe prudent to take this to bargaining and see if we can have some, exception due to the circumstances.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's not fault of theirs, but it's not fault of the district
Right.
either. There's no fault on either side, but yet a contract is a contract.
I would say if we could just go ahead and approve the ones that already started practice. I think
Those who've already
those
started
coaches, they need that, I think that reassurance that, hey, we are gonna make sure you've already started with your.
They will get paid because they have already started.
So do we need to identify the ones that should be pulled, or do we just vote on the ones who have already
If you're
started?
gonna parse them out, you do need to identify them, and since they are numbered on the personnel listing, it would be better for the record to identify them by number. So everyone knows which one you're speaking of. So the first supplemental that I see is number 16 on page 2. Is that something that we can do?
They're already doing that.
That's done.
Yeah, that was done this summer.
So should we make a motion individually on that one? I make a motion that we approve this,
Number 16.
number 16.
I second it.
Mr. Lundy, there's a motion and a second as to number 16.
Okay, so you're gonna take them simply. Okay, motion second been made, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? So carried.
We're moving to the item number 17, you'll have to identify them by the actual title of the supplement.
So that would be yearbook sponsor. I make a motion. We approve that.
Well,
Do them all at one
You
time.
want to just go through and identify the ones that are already started. Okay, guys?
I know, I'm not sure I can answer some of these, but I know like, I said, dance, I think you're safe to dance team, majorette, your football coach, volleyball, band director, your assistant football coaches, cheerleading sponsors, tumble team.
I love it.
FFA,
I'm not sure they've started. I mean, I know they feed the animals year round, so. I mean, I fine to go ahead and do that.
What, let me make this suggestion possibly, and that is, let's table the ones that we're talking about now and come back to our next board meeting with just the ones that have already started, and that's what we're trying to determine and be sure of, and bring just those back for the board to approve. That makes it a little bit easier, doesn't it, than we're trying to pick it out.
Is that how you want the motion then?
I mean, if that's the pleasure of the board, I think that might be the easiest way for
So
us.
we're gonna table all of them to the next board meeting?
Only the ones who have not started.
If I'm hearing what the board is saying, and the superintendent is hearing the same thing, basically what we're saying is that, if we haven't started yet and the season is not upon us, we need to hold off on that supplement. But if we're right here at football and soccer, I guess, and so forth, season, and if they've already started, then we need to approve their supplement. And also because school will start back in just a few weeks. Well, in fact, I don't know when they're gonna start actual football practice. Okay, they start actual football practice on the 24th. So all the preparation and getting to that point. So, to get all this clarified, we just need for you to come back, I think, and just give us the ones that are participating or working towards the fall sports right now, and then the rest we can see and determine how the future holds on that. So we need a motion to table this and for it to be brought back next board meeting with the current coaches and sponsors that need to be, approved at next board meeting.
So then I'll make the motion that we approve those that have already started work on their fall sports.
The motion should be that the list is redone and the ones that are brought back are the ones that are currently involved or currently started, and we'll approve that at the next board meeting. That's the motion.
And that's when you're making it.
Yes, okay.
And I'm seconding that.
Okay, is that clear enough for everybody? All right, all in favor, say aye. Anybody opposed?
Okay.
Aye, so carried. Brings us down to 12.02, substitute listing. It was approved by the adoption of the agenda. And 12.13 is establishment of position and action item for a virtual teacher. And have a motion in a second.
Motion.
Ms. Lawson makes the
I'll
motion.
second.
Ms. Agner seconds it. Any further discussion?
I'm sure we're gonna have some questions before this is all over, but
You need to go back to 12.01 to accept the resignations and appointments. Okay. Sorry, never mind, we're good.
All right, so we got a motion to second for 12.13, the teacher position. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Aye, so carried. 12.15, job description for this teacher. Action item.
Motion.
Ms. Mathis makes the motion.
Second.
Ms. Carlson seconds. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Discussion,
Anybody opposed?
are we motioning for discussion?
Go ahead.
I say, are we motioning for discussion?
It was a motion set for approval.
For which
What
one?
years of approval, Jean?
Yes, it was.
For which one?
12-15.
from job description.
Oh, okay.
Okay. 12.18, establishment of salary for this position. It's an action item.
Motion.
Ms. Agner makes the motion.
I second.
Ms. Mathis seconds it. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Aye, so carried. 12.19 is change in hours, days of position. Ms. Tillman from the director of the Big Bend Technical College is requesting to change the hours for the massage therapy instructor from 4.5 hours, 10 months to 7.5 hours. Yes. Ms. Agner, you
Are we
make
motioning for discussion or?
that. Have a motion to second, then we'll have discussion.
I second.
Motion been made, seconded. All right, Ms. Donnell.
Yes, previously this position was
4.5 hours. So, and I know there was a concern before that it was 4.5 hours, but now I'm not understanding, why we're moving it to 7.5. I mean,
The teacher we had before, only worked part-time. She also ran a business, so she only could work 4 hours a day. So now we're looking at to be able to get somebody, with the experience we need and a good qualifications, needs to be in an all-day, position. And we're looking at, Ms. McCoy, some classes we had talked about, some of your students would possibly
Madam Judy and I don't think we're,
be able to do that.
we may still need her to need this person to come and teach one class at the high school. But that's still sort of a, if I don't need her, she said she's got a full day for her. So.
well, I just know the last time, I know there was some concern that the other instructor was interested in more hours, but I guess we didn't offer it then, but we're offering it now. So that's why I was kind of curious as to how we going from 4.5 to 7.5.
Yeah, what will we do with those extra 3 hours of that?
Ms. Tillman told me right now that she is full. She has no, slots available right now. And we had some when we talked the other day, and she's full.
How many is she putting in there this time? You know?
I think it's 12 to 15.
And see, last time it was 8, so she's doubled the class. So it's gonna take a lot longer because it's such a hands-on thing.
We also advertised this job twice. The first time that we advertised it, we didn't get any applicants at all. And we were concerned about being able to continue our massage therapy class because of that. So I think that it is, and this is just my opinion, that it's a much more viable position as a full-time position for anyone who's interested in taking it than it is as a part-time position.
But now, didn't they go to the high school and take some health science classes last year? They did not? Okay. Well, we advertised this for 4.5 hours, right? So what will be the status now?
We'll have to re-advertise it tomorrow and then, have to do the hiring process again.
I just hope we didn't lose an employee because that person thought they couldn't get more hours and now we got more hours. That's my only
We
concern.
didn't lose her for that reason.
I said, I just hope. I didn't say that's why. I said, I just hope.
Any other discussion? If not, we have a motion to second, to change the hours from 4.5 to 7.5 at 10-month, position. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Aye, so carried. Item 18.01 is an acknowledgement that we need to make. Ms. Hathcock, Director of Instruction, would like for us to recognize, to acknowledge the Taylor Cares Act toolkit to be recognized and acknowledged this evening. We had an incomplete version submitted to us on the 21st, but tonight we have the complete version, and we want to acknowledge that we do have it. And this brings us down to the items of interest by Superintendent and the board. And as we move forward, first of all, Ms. Ball, do you have anything?
I do not, thank you.
Okay. Do we have an executive session?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Mr. Glover?
Just wanted to talk about, I think it was the next meeting, the 18th, and we want to move back to Monday. Even though most of y'all is out of work for you on that Monday, it was 17th.
Same time.
Y'all keep the same time.
So we can go to 5:15 if you want to do that.
I didn't know if we want to go a little earlier. I was gonna, invite the principals to come and so they can all share, where they're at, their reopening plan for each school. That's almost 2 weeks, so I think we'll probably will update by then. So I think we'll probably need a little extra time, so if we can start at 5:15, I think that would be a good idea.
I can't be here, but it was circulated as a morning meeting call.
Wasn't it Tuesday was the one you circulated with
For
the,
that, but it was that Thursday, I think we talked about the morning meeting. I don't know if we set a time for that Monday. Monday afternoon, not work for me.
I'll see what I can do to work out contact that works for everyone.
What time we going with on Monday?
5:15.
We're not doing 5:45?
No, I just said because if we have each school come, they're gonna present, we may give extra time for them to come present, or, I mean, I figured you'd wanna update, you know, we can keep it at 5:45.
We're doing an update on where we at as far as being prepared for school.
For reopening each school to come present.
Everybody good with, 17th at 5:15?
East Angela, schedule.
That's all.
I'll do my best to work out my conflict and be available for the board.
Thank you, Angela.
Also, we got the vacancies, y'all had asked for some vacancies where we were at. And most of these, I said some of these will be, should be filled this week, but some more of these I think will be filled also this week. Primary school still needs one teacher and one aide. The elementary school needs one teacher and one aide. I do want to let you know, at our primary school, we are seeing a large number of kindergartners. So that if we get many more kindergartners, we will have to add another teacher based on the numbers. So we'll let you know about that. Elementary school, one teacher, two aides. And one of these at the elementary school to fill this teacher is because a teacher about a week or two ago notified us because of COVID, she was going to take year's leave of absence. So I wanted to let you know that. Middle school, still 7th grade reading, 7th grade science, 8th grade history. I think you've got some people lined up that's interested. And high school science teacher, ELA teacher, which hopefully be filled this week, and one teacher aide. And then we had a math teacher about 2 hours, 3 hours ago notified us that due to COVID, she was going to be moved. The new teacher we had just hired was excited to get her. Dean Hatchie's looking at just needing 2 aides. And then also, you want to know about the brick and mortar compared to virtual. So the primary school, about 78% is looking at brick and mortar. Elementary school, 74%. Middle school, 75%. High school, 73%. And then Steen Hatchie is about 98%. I think we just have one student who's looking at virtual.
Maybe they have enrolled down there now.
He said they were gonna start about where they ended. And I think total, I think they're gonna be in the 80s. Now that's with pre-K.
That's gonna still be us to be able to get the
Yes.
money.
So, if you take the average of that, we're right around 75% for the district being back to brick and mortar. So, Kate Jenkins called me from the health department, and this is something really good at the state starting. So, Department of Health and Department of Education, DOE, they're gonna start, I'm pretty sure she said weekly meetings, those two communicating, because I don't think there's been a real good communication, for the last several months. So there's a lot of Q&A, every week. So she sent some updates, for us. And a lot of this is for parents. I've asked her if they would to put it in a document, and we'd like to post that for parents, signs for parents for watching
The
home.
paper.
So we could post that, so, in worst case, we'll get it out to the parents, but I would like it to come from the health department, if possible. So, some good recommendations, from Kate. And Kate's done a real good job trying to keep us updated. I know she's having to do several things right now, but we're real fortunate to have Kate in our district, and she's got a good team, with her. So, I will tell you that we got some really good news today from, FLVS. I can describe it, we took a major leap forward in our FLVS now. With that major leap forward, there's a lot of details. I mean, we just got some of the, classes or trying to think of the word, examples released to us this afternoon. So there's a lot of details with that giant leap. So I know you're anxious to hear that. We'll have more information coming to that, but it really helped calm some nerves from us. We'll start relaying that message out to the teachers next day or two. for them to get that. I mean, I sat for a little while today in one of the, trainings that we had, and teachers are working extremely hard trying to get prepared, that they're working in the rooms, they're taking this code very serious with the safety. So the teachers are working, they're doing everything they can to be prepared and be ready to.
And I know we've checked on this without a shadow of a doubt, but just so the public knows, we actually know that everything that we're offering in virtual meets the Florida standards.
Yeah, because
I just want to make sure that everybody understands that we're not going back to core or the meaning, all that.
what I
Well,
saw.
did you find out more information? Because I did have a parent who said that the research she done is looking like we're gonna be doing Common Core, but I know you said you was gonna ask and get some more information on that.
It's not just a real clear standard, we're going to the best right now, we're in the new Florida standards. I would say it's aligned best to the new Florida standards. I mean, the new standards is definitely not aligned to the new best standards because
Right.
that.
That's not available.
But, I mean, what I saw today, it was very interactive, and I think our kids, sometimes when you look at stuff, because kids have video games, they have so much that's so interactive, it's really high quality. And so some of the stuff in the past is like, well, no wonder they're not paying attention. But I saw today was very high quality, very, I think will keep their attention, and I really think that teachers are really I think we're gonna be in a lot better place. And hopefully they're gonna start more information getting out. The teachers will.
So do we have a curriculum in, or you just was able to review some of it?
Giant, I just leave it as a giant leap forward and let Connie and Alicia roll that out. So I saw some of the curriculum today that's been released out to us. And more should be coming pretty quickly.
Then can you give us an update of maybe the last, discussion you had with Mr. Pat at the health department on?
Yeah, we have had come in with the health department. Kate and Martine was there, so we went over our safety plan with him that we have right now to make sure he was good with everything that we have put into place. And he was, he liked what we were doing. So, and we asked him, is there anything that you see that we're not doing that, you tell us, you're the medical experts. And, so he was good with everything right now. We will meet with him again in a couple of weeks, because, he said things could change between now and then. So, we'd asked him to give us some documentation, saying he's good with our plan with reopening. So apparently that has to go way up the chain. They spoke to me again about that today. But, worst case, he could, what he said, and I don't want to go back. He said, worst case, he could come talk to you and tell you, that he's still comfortable with this plan moving forward. But he has set it up. I guess his boss is going up to the next boss to see about getting something on the letterhead, to approve that.
With our teacher openings that we still have we thought about, teachers from abroad, bringing them in to our district? Have we?
We, in the past, have looked at that, and, I want to say we even went ahead and, we have that contract with them now. We have not reached out lately to them, have we? But that is a possibility. Like, and just how quick you can, I don't know, I've not talked to them since COVID, so I don't know how hard it would be to even get them over here at this point, but that may be something we look at. We talked to I talked to our administrators the other day, because I think it has to start with us and roll down. And a good little quote that we found says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. I said, if we all take these words and apply that when our students come back, because we know there's going to be a lot they've been going through, there's going to be a a lot of changes, there's a lot of things we don't know, there's gonna be things that we're gonna do wrong, that we're gonna look back and know we wish we'd have done different. But from the students, to our parents, to the staff, to all of us, if we remember that love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, everything is gonna be, we're gonna be okay, we're gonna get through this. So, get talking about that. Everything I got.
Thank you, Mr. Goodell.
Yeah, I had a couple, but you kind of, addressed some, I wanna pick up where you left off with that scripture you just quoted. You're right, God didn't give us a spirit of fear. He gave us a spirit of power, love, and self-control, and all those other, characteristics. They are, spirit of God, spirit of love, but the key one is love. And we know that in order to love, we gotta have regard for one another. So that just takes me back to, again, as far as opportunity, and that we're making sure that, we are, as a district, we're staffing based on our needs, as far as experience, education, qualification, and that we do offer opportunity to our community, because I don't just look at us as an educational entity, because that's what we are, but also, every other entity, every other government, every other business, success is contingent based off of our success. And in order for us to be the success and the best and elevate, as we say we are, we have to make sure that we're offering the best of the best when it comes to opportunity, the best of the best when it comes to education. And I have no doubt that as a community, that we can't offer more than what we at. But in order for us to truly get to that next level, we have truly got to look at the way we've done business. Now, I'm not naive to think that what's going on now hasn't been going on. But there does come a point in time where there has to be change, and it has to be changed for the better. Again, I'm not against opportunity. I'm not against if we advertise in a position and someone is not applying, because all I ask is that we apply. All I ask is that we offer it opportunity, we advertise, that we truly be transparent, equitable, and we vet our applicants. Like I said, I come from a family that's always, had opportunity to a certain extent, but I just want that across the board for the community. So when I express concern, I'm not against someone going to school and coming back, but if it's only going to be for one person or for one family or for one demographic, that's not opportunity. And we are charged with federal government, we receive federal funding, and again, we are a community, and it's about the complete package. One of us can't succeed when we have a whole entity here. So I just want to make sure that staff know that I appreciate it, and I can't think of no greater way to appreciate staff than to give them opportunity to know that it's not based off of a relationship, or it's not based off of, an outside, aspect when we're here to offer education, when we're here to do a job. And then when it comes to the reopening, our numbers are going up day by day, and I've waited to share my concern because I wanted to see where we was as a community with our numbers. But as we go up day by day, I'm just very concerned about the safety of our students, the safety of our families, and the safety of our employees. So I just I'm truly hoping that our decision is based off of what's best for our community, versus a mandate. And as far as the curriculum, I'm glad that you was able to provide some more insight, but there was concern from the union that they have more transparency with this curriculum so it can truly be ready. And then, like I say, as far as the safety plans, I truly, I understand that you guys have been working, but I want to make sure that we've done everything we can to make sure our schools are safe for reopening, if we are going to reopen. And with the sports, I'm very concerned about us offering sports, because with education, right now, it's not like we're not set up to offer e-learning. So if we're not able to offer our doors, as kids would still get education because of our, option out. But as far as sports, I'm just very concerned about kids re-engaging with sports because typically there's less eyes when it comes to sports. So I just want to make sure that if we're going to offer sports, that we can offer it as safe as possible. But other than that, school is back in, teachers are back, the staff is back. So I'm happy that we are back, but I just want to make sure that we're back safe and that we're not going to have to close doors in a couple of days or a couple of weeks.
Exactly.
I don't have much, I just want to say, please, as public, please pray that as we do open the schools, that people will be safe. For our whole community, regardless if you're working, not in the school district or wherever you work, but especially for our children and our administrators and teachers and all of our workers. It's with heavy hearts that you sit up here and you hope and you pray that you make the right decision. And you have governor and you have president that says school needs to be open. And I agree that school needs to be open. And I agree that we need to do it safely. But none of us in here have a crystal ball. None of us in here know what tomorrow's going to bring. And what Danny said was that's the fruit of the Spirit, and we get it all at one time. The Lord gives it to us. And it's so important that we use that character in dealing with each other on the board, in this classroom. And if we can, the board's here to help everyone. And I feel like that policy and budget is what we're here to do. And we're here to support everyone, including our superintendent, including the people that make the hard decisions on who to hire and who to appoint. As long as we're following policy and procedures, that's all we can do. And I don't think that we need to be trying to second guess everything that everybody does, but treat each other with kindness. And that's all.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Mathis.
I kind of wanted to clarify because I've had a couple of people ask me through messages about what we decided on the supplemental positions. And if you are already working and you've already started work, we did decide that would come back before the board at our next meeting for approval. We were just working to separate those who have not started working yet on positions. So I kind of wanted to make that clear. Is that right, Angela?
To make sure that you're approving the intended ones that are already in process.
Right, in the process.
The board has indicated a good faith intention to pay those that are already in those supplemental positions. No doubt about that. But just to clarify, so Mr. Glover can bring back a concise list of what supplements those are.
Right, right. So if you're already working with students and on your teams and you know what you need to do, you are going to be approved for your supplemental positions.
That was the stated intention of
Right.
the board to address at the next meeting.
Right. So I just wanted to make that clear. And I wanted to talk about this, and Deidre submitted it. It was at the request of the Florida School Board Association, and we approved it tonight, and it kind of just went through the consent items, but we haven't talked about it because we've had so many things. But I was reading the last part of it, and it is a resolution that that condemns racism, and it affirms that the district, and as a Taylor County School District, that we are committed to an inclusive school environment for all. And what it says at the end is, therefore be it resolved that we, members of the Taylor County Taylor Board of Education, stand steadfast in our commitment to foster an inclusive educational environment where every student, teacher, support professional, parent, and community member is treated with dignity and respect, as well as our commitment to continue fighting for justice and human and civil rights for all. And so, and that was approved tonight, and I think that it was just worth talking about and celebrating for this moment. And also, that we are all, like Bonnie Sue said, we're all praying for the opening of our schools, and we do ask the community to pray with us and help us as we as we've made the decisions that we have to make and that we're facing in the future. And ultimately, the Department of Health is our guide for what we do. I mean, they look at the numbers and the figures, and the decisions that we make are based on their recommendations for what happens with our doors open or closed. So we really look to them. So for those that are questioning or wondering, we're following the Department of Health guidelines, and that's the very best that we can do, is to make sure that we're doing what they tell us to do. They're the experts in situations like this, and it's definitely a time for a lot of prayer for everyone, that they're the ones that make the calls for us. And I think that's it.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Carlton.
Okay, I just wanted to mention that Danny mentioned about the safety plan a while ago. That's probably one of our most important documents right now. And I think that it's one that we probably be tweaking as we go along, because I think things will be changing. But I think we are fortunate to have the Department of Health working with us. There's some districts that don't have that luxury. And from what I've gathered, not only them coming here, but with Danny telling me about the meetings with them and all, they're really trying to work with us to try to make sure that this not only is this plan, it's just very workable, it's good, it's the safety for all our staff, the children, everyone, and that's awesome.
Okay, thank you. As we close out this evening, we're just basically 3 weeks away from the hallways being full of kids. Our teachers are back in the hallways now in their classrooms, and we're all working, trying to be ready as possible for school to start and for what the future may bring. One thing about the moment that we're in is that there's nothing certain about it. And I know that there still is much anxiousness, and I've talked to quite a few folks who have had this virus, and everyone you talk to, they have a little bit different story to tell. And so it's kind of hard, to put your finger on what the virus really is like. But one thing about it, in Taylor County, God's willing, following the governor's orders and the community input, 24th, our kids will be coming back to school. Our doors will be open. Our teachers will be open to those open doors. And here comes the kids. Our school buses will be traveling with those open doors, loading the kids up, getting them to school. So the school, their doors are going to be open. Even yet, in our own community, we have a lot of our government doors who are still closed, but on the 24th, the school doors are going to be open. And so I just hope for the very best, and we all have to work together on that. And with that said,
I got one thing, Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. I did get sidetracked, but I did want to thank the board for supporting this resolution. I just got several phone calls today, and I don't been getting them for weeks. So it kind of got me off my kind of took my attention from the agenda item. But I do thank the board for supporting the resolution.
okay, thank you. We do have an executive session, so we'll take about a 5-minute break, and then we'll start that. But do I hear a motion second that we adjourn? Ms. Carlton makes the motion, Ms. Mathis seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? So carried.